It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. And
oh, say does that star-spangled...
It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA in all its excitement. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. The history between these two teams goes back more than a few years, and tonight the rivalry is renewed as the Detroit Pistons come to Chicago to take on the Bulls. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one. And guys, it could have gone either way. Nearly won that one by 2.
And we're able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night, and you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
No style points earned for sure, Greg, in that game, but they did hit the big shots when they needed them, and oftentimes it's not what you do as much as when you do it.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Turner is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Will Barton, and there's Livingston, and it's Cousins in at the 5.
And the Pistons were a better team last season than they were in 2014. I mean, they still ended up bottom in the Central Division, but most of it was because of how strong the Central really was last season.
And the call will be against Sean Livingston. That is his first foul of the game. Paul kicks to Gay. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Pass to Livingston. Outside Turner. Here's Porzingis. Guarded by Garnett. Nice shot by Porzingis.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Garnett dishes to Paul. Can't hit. And it's Detroit the other way. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
And what an outstanding win it was. I mean, to get it the way they did in overtime made it that much sweeter.
And I think most fans thought that once they couldn't win it in regulation, they had missed their opportunity. And overtime wasn't going to go their way. But I tell you what, you got to give them credit for pulling it out.
That's his first personal foul.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. And the bank shot is good. Paul's got his first bucket in this one. Here is Livingston, defended by Paul. Here's Cousins. Dishes it to Barton. Passes it to Porzingis. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D because that clearly was a breakdown.
Paul goes in. Here's Levine. Gay against Turner. Gay kicks to Levine. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Levine's got his first bucket of the night. To the middle. Porzingis can't hit.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
To the inside. And Levine with the slam.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
How about, guys, that's one of those dunks that you probably want in your career highlight reel.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Paul kicks to Jordan. The pass to Levine. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty, and he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Now, here's Cousins. He had 10 points in the win against Boston.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach, and his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
Tyson Chandler is checked in for Chicago.
Come on now, did they really just pull that off?
That was an outstanding play.
I tell you what, there are alley-oops, and then, fellas, there are alley-oops.
Here is Livingston following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Back to Turner. Poked away. Clock at 6. Pushing it up. Feeds it to Jordan. Chandler outside. Pass to Paul. Rudy Gay on the wing. A 38-point gain for him in the win against Memphis.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game. And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. JaVale McGee comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Jennings in for Levine.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East, 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
Now here's Ilyasova. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. No good from Lamb.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Williams passes to McGee. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
Chicago leading by 8. A shot by Paul, nobody around. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
And that's his 2nd foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Fast break, Detroit. Rebound by Williams.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And Grant with the clear path to the hoop. And here we go, the Bulls fast break. And there's the foul that goes on Ilyasova. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First one falls for him. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Now here is McGee. 11 points for him in that last game against Memphis. Chandler dishes to Lawson. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Pistons trail by 14, and that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
Now we've got a moment to see how the Bulls are doing rank-wise in the NBA. First in assists, first in steals, and they're also #1 in shooting percentage. This is a team that prides itself on taking high-quality shots.
And how about that assist rate? Great chemistry offensively, playing with one mind, if you will, all on the same page. That's special basketball we're witnessing here tonight.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
And the officials call over the back, a little too aggressive there.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Tyson Chandler.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
Huertas passes to Ilyasova. Gay with the block, and they're able to recover. Grant gets a wide-open look, and it's good off the back rim and in.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass. And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stage of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And so it's Detroit with the ball after the Bulls pick up 2. He used that pick to get in close. 6 points for him.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
On the wing, Williams. Jennings wide open. Here's McGee, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
And Tyson Chandler, known for being a great teammate, a very vocal leader certainly, he talked about how important that is for an NBA locker room.
Players do the policing. Coach sets a standard.
Don't you need a player like this, Chandler's caliber and character, Greg, to make that kind of a teamwork? Have that feel in the locker room, that leadership role that everybody believes in and respects?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And that weighty stature is built on experience and credentials, as you mentioned, like having that championship ring or being an all-star. But when you have it and use it that way, the coach doesn't have to worry about the locker room because Chandler has got that covered.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Bulls team out there.
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
Here are the five Detroit has to start the second quarter. Will Barton is out there with Livingston. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Turner. And it's Porzingis in at the 4 spot. Kicks it to Barton. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Livingston. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And across the board in that game, guys, they shot the lights out.
Rarely do you see a team shoot like that from everybody. I mean, they were getting scoring from every position all over the court. Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
He tries for 3. No good. Good work defensively by Gay.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And for LaVine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, LaVine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
And the Bulls making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Bulls moving the ball around. Here's LaVine. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. LaVine's got 8 here in the quarter.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
And then Gay with the dunk.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Shot to stop the run. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Paul kicks to Chandler. A 3 ball. The feed to Gay.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
He feeds it to LaVine. His 3-pointers off the mark. And here is Turner, coming off a stellar performance against Boston. Here's Porzingis, drops it in from 14 feet away. Porzingis has got 8 points.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Chandler dishes to LaVine, hits it from 3-point range.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And Cousins throws it down.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
And then Gay with the dunk.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Here is Livingston, defended by Paul. There's the dish to Livingston. Here's Porzingis. And that one comes up a bit short. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even the perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
Williams, he's checked in for Chicago. And that one's good by Noah.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Ahead from deep, Ilyasova. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Ilyasova's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Levine passes to Jordan. Williams kicks to Jordan. Left side, Chandler. He dishes it to Levine. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Williams.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
Some changes for Chicago. JaVale McGee comes in for Jordan. And it's Jennings in for Chris Paul. Here's Levine. A 17-point game for him in the win against Memphis. Noah with the block. Passes it to Huertas. The 11-footer. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That one on Williams. The Pistons have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6.
At the line for 2.
He hits both from the stripe.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Pistons trail by 20. And Lamb kicks it to Noah. They grab their own miss. And there's the pass to Huertas. Knocks down the 3 ball. He's got 11.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size in that particular matchup, but showed the excellent ability to get off that shot despite the disadvantage in size.
Yeah, not afraid of the physical play, but he still needs to stay under control.
Yeah, he obviously was not under control right there. Not much doubt he was going to get whistled for the over-the-back call.
Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Chicago. Lawson comes in for Levine. So Stan Van Gundy is going to talk to his team here. Timeout. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
The rebound by Garnett.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
Stolen by McGee. There's the lob to the hoop. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Pistons ball.
And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. Number 1, the Bulls. In 4th, the Pistons.
You know, I don't think we're going to see a shot clock violation in this one, fellas. I mean, both of these teams play at a breakneck pace.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Derek Williams. Turner's checked in for Detroit.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
The Bulls leading by 19. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Gay outside. The 3. And that one's good. Gay's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
They're hovering around 50% for the game in three-pointers. That's pretty good. But they've really elevated here in the second quarter.
On the wing, Turner. He's covered by Gay. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. 4-on-3 break. Here's Huertas. No good. Excellent D there from Garnett.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Lamb. And the layup falls. Lamb's got his first 2 points of the night. Gay. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Bulls running away with it. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tyson, what has been the key to enabling your team to control the tempo of this game throughout this first half?
I think the way we came out defensively, we locked into their sets. We're taking them out of what they want to accomplish. Because of that, we're
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Chicago was looking great right away. You could see the daggers in their eyes as they went on a 10-4 run to start things off. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. That wraps it up for halftime as the game is just about to get going again in the third quarter. We will see you later.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Garnett out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Rudy Gay. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's LaVine in at the shooting guard. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute... rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And looking now at some numbers for Rudy Gay. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. Second in scoring, and he's also number 2 league-wide in field goal percentage. You love his ability to score over the top of the defense.
And what he's doing right now, I mean, carving up defensive schemes at will. Boy, it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
Blocking fouls. Hold on. Sean Livingston. That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
now Paul, and it's blocked. Here's Turner, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Fantastic dunk. And he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Oh, guys, come on. He's up there posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
Levine dishes to Jordan. And it's denied. But they'll get another chance. And they get it back. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Paul. Tries yet again. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Turner.
Talk about a terrific game for Jordan. 8 rebounds and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they needed him.
That one misses.
A career high for DeAndre Jordan in free throw attempts a game, almost 6 a game. And a lot of those actually came from the Hacker Jordan tactic.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Bulls leading by 17. And the call will be against Sean Livingston. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. As you said, Greg, Hackett Jordan was in full effect last year. Not a great thing to watch, obviously, but a viable strategy given his career free throw percentage.
And what's funny about the Hacker Jordan is that it usually works in his favor. Historically, when Jordan shoots over 10 free throws a game, his team almost always wins.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
The Bulls making a switch here. Jennings is checked in. Barton passes to Livingston. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Livingston's got his first basket of the night. The Bulls leading by 15. Greg, you just said the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15-29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Here's Barton. 7 points in the game. Off target with his 3.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Jordan's shot is off.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Barton, no luck.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Jennings drives in. Picked his pocket. Stolen by Gay. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Boy, what a great game for Gay. 13 points and 2 rejections. This is some performance we're witnessing out of him.
My man, a night to remember. No doubt about it.
Lamb, he's checked in for Evan Turner. Rudy Gay hits them both. You look at him physically, and Rudy Gay is the complete package at the small forward spot. Nothing holding him back.
You know, Kevin, he comes in at 6'8", has that solid frame, unbelievable athletic ability with the speed to go with that for a player of his height. He is a true talent.
Garnett goes in and off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Barton passes to Porzingis. Detroit, no good that time either.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit, and it's still early. They'll have to play smart, or they could give up a lot of free throws.
And that one misses.
Kevin, it's disheartening to see them keep missing opportunities to extend the lead at the line. I mean, when you have a chance to put a team away from the line, you want to take advantage of that. You don't want to give them a chance to come back on you.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Chicago. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Wow, that is just pretty right there. What a find for his teammate at the rim.
13 feet away. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Pistons trail by 13. Here's Livingston. Makes it off the glass. Livingston's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
No good from Lamb. Chicago leading by 11. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Livingston. 3rd in free throw percentage, and he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And he possesses so much confidence when he's at the line. I mean, you mentioned his free throw accuracy, and he's earned it.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. Thinking about DeMarcus Cousins, Clark, when he was selected, people questioned whether he could stay out of trouble. Many doubted that, he could, but he has stayed clean really since day one.
Yeah, going back 5 years ago, a beat writer actually had the audacity to say he would end up in jail at some point. Cousins has proved him and others wrong.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. JaVale McGee's checked in for Jordan, and Ty Lawson subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Got a piece of it. Here's Levine, banked in off the glass. Levine's got 6 points in the quarter.
And with that Cousins story about the writer, Cousins actually called him out about that failed prediction. I mean, they made amends, however, with the writer eating his words and donating to a charity of Cousins' choice.
up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
It's blocked. Burgess passes to Cousins. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, and for Cousins, it's never been a question of talent. I mean, many are glad to see that he's been able to stay focused really for the first stretch of his career.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for Levine.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
And he gets it to go. Pistons trail by 9. Burgess passes to Noah. He kicks to Lamb. Back to Noah. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
McGee. The shot will not go.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. So we'll see Ilyasova go to the free throw line. It's on Tyson Chandler. Chicago making a switch here. Jordan's checked in, and a switch here also for Detroit. Turner's checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Ball goes in. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Paul's got 12 points in the game.
How about the hands on display there around the basket? I mean, he does not let those opportunities slip away, and that allows the lead to grow.
For Detroit, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. Zingas, he's checked in for Detroit.
Taking 2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Here's Paul. Banked in off the glass. Paul's got 6 in the quarter.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity and then, boom, right to the rack.
Out to the right wing. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Nice ball movement by Detroit.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
The game now all-time. And that's now 6 points for Evan Turner.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
They sure did, Greg. And I like the fact they never put their chin in their chest when they were down early. I mean, they were down big early. They were composed, and they never got desperate and stayed within themselves. Very impressive.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. It's the Bulls. They're up by 2. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next.
Let's take them back.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And so here is Chicago. The lead is 2. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Livingston is out there with Will Barton. Then there's Noah. Then it's Evan Turner, and it's Porzingis in at the 4 slot.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Here is Livingston, defended by Paul. Here's Porzingis, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Livingston kicks to Turner. It's to Porzingis. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Outside Turner. Pass to Porzingis to take the lead. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. But they get it back. Garnett kicks to Gay. Leaps for it. Here's Levine. And the serious dunk to finish it off.
Now you're talking about a power surge. That's how you power that thing down.
He went hard to the hoop, Clark, and didn't disappoint when he got there.
Yeah, ain't no reason to be passive now. You have got to go in attack mode.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Porzingis.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Chicago calls timeout.
Hey, guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, we have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Galactian had a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Turner with the steal. And now the Pistons fast break. Turner leading the charge.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my days.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well, speak for yourself, because I could never throw it down like that, but I will say it sure looks fun, doesn't it?
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says, but still anybody's game.
Gay dishes to Garnett. Back to Gay. The steal. And pushing it up is Detroit. The Pistons again in transition. That's good. Barton's got the lead up to 2 now for the Pistons. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pistons.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnover.
Here's Chandler. Kicks it out to Gay. 5 on the clock. Back to Chandler. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials on the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Right wing. Here's Livingston. Misses off the right iron.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Paul with the 3. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's Cousins, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
I like the fact he had his head up immediately looking to make the dish down the floor. Get rid of it quickly.
Paul for 3. It's Gay with the drive. And that one's good.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Not when the game's hanging in the balance. That makes it a little different. He was going to get to the rim no matter who was standing in the way on that one.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. The Pistons leading. Out to the right wing. Barton passes to Porzingis. In for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Chandler is screen. Paul kicks to Levine. Chandler dishes to Garnett. A fadeaway. Barton with the rebound.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because he got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Turner. The follow-up champ. Now it's a 5-point Piston lead.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
Garnett wide open. Again, Garnett missing.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
And Cousins kicks to Turner. Back to Cousins. The Pistons working the ball around now. Stolen by Gay. A solo fast break. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Ball passes to Chandler. There's Levine. And right through it goes. Levine's got 10 points in just the second half.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then a nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Here's Porzingis. No good with the triple. Bulls trail by 3. Paul dishes to Gay. Feeds it to Levine. Now here's Gay. Guarded closely. Levine kicks to Gay. Inside. The shot by Chandler. Wide open. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Chandler's got 5 points in the quarter.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Here's Porzingis, guarded by Garnett.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
51 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Gay outside. Puts up the baby hook. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. The Bulls making a switch here. Jordan's checked in.
DeAndre Jordan.
40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gay kicks to Paul. No good. That would have tied it. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
And he commits the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
Dishes to Levine. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Gay outside. Buries it from outside.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
The drive by Cousins. Yes!
You just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 4. 5 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And you know what? They're not ready to give up yet. They'll try to intentionally foul if they can get a quick hoop.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what they're talking about, Greg. I mean, it's their only chance. And even if it's a long shot, it is a chance.
And so the big win by Detroit in a tight game. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And, Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, DeMarcus, congratulations on the win tonight. We know you're a very intense player, but tonight you certainly...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny Smith. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
There was no shortage of points in the paint for him tonight. He was doing his thing, using his big body to create space and make easy baskets for his teammates and himself inside. When he got his hands on it, he didn't mess around.
You know what, Ernie? I must admit it. I didn't see this kind of performance come from him tonight. He's been coming off a stretch of game where he just looked lost out there. To see him turn around.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a